Most of us try to help our loved ones because we usually see the good in them that they fail to see in themselves. The mistake we make is in making the assumption that everyone wants to be helped and get better. But trying to help someone who can't take the step to help themselves can seem exhausting because with every step forward, you take another 10 back. That being said, below are some of the problematic types of people you can't help. 1. Those with a victim mindset. Victim-minded people are those who are always placing blame on everyone but themselves, especially when things go wrong. They basically play the victim in every situation. Since they lack the emotional maturity to take responsibility for their own mistakes and hold themselves accountable, they can't see how their actions and choices have put them in the position they're currently in. They're always looking for excuses for their behavior, and no matter how hard you try, they aren't going to change because in their eyes, nothing is ever their fault. People with a victim mentality feel as though the world is against them and that bad things keep happening to them. Even though there are things that they can do to make the situation better, they don't take responsibility for anything, and they feel like everything is out of their control. Whenever someone comes along and tries to help, they come up with a whole host of reasons why the solutions won't work. And you, as the person who's trying to help, is left frustrated, wondering what went wrong. You'll empathize with them at first, but as time passes by, you begin to realize that their time of need is all the time. They actively push away any personal responsibility by making every speed bump into an unpassable mountain. They don't see tough times as opportunities to learn and grow. They instead see them as an out. 2. Self-righteous people. Self-righteous people are know-it-alls who think they're perfect and there's nothing they need to change or improve about themselves. As a matter of fact, a majority of them think that it's not them, but everyone else who has a problem. Other terms used to describe them are egocentric, sanctimonious, and narcissistic. People who are self-righteous are proud and love to show off how much better they are than everyone else. They are judgmental and quick to correct someone when they do something they deem wrong. They themselves are unable to admit they've fallen short. They're so close-minded and full of pride that whenever you try to point out their shortcomings, they're condescending and quick to defend themselves. They're so unwilling to change because deep inside they're afraid of confronting their own insecurities and see themselves as anything less than perfect. Self-righteous people thrive on attention, and that's why they do what they do. Your opinions of them don't matter because all it does is validate them. They enjoy getting a reaction from you and will come up with ways to get it from you time and time again. Here, there isn't really much you can do. 3. Deceptive people. Lying is a common form of deception, stating something to be known untrue with the intent to deceive. Experts say that lies are like wishes. What is said is usually what people wish were true. Research seems to think that the main reasons why people lie is to get something they want, to protect or promote themselves, and to harm others. Deceptive people cannot be helped. They're often charming and persuasive, especially when they want something from you. They deliberately create false information, deny the truth, or exaggerate information. They can't be trusted because they behave in one way in public and another in private. They might agree with others when in fact they don't, in order to preserve a relationship. Self-serving lies help liars get what they want, make themselves look better, or spare them blame or embarrassment. Manipulative and two-faced as they are, they can cheat you, tell lies, or try to trick you into doing something for them or giving in to their demands without you even realizing it. Before offering help to such a person, be sure of their intentions first. 4. The desperate. Desperation is the feeling you get when you've lost almost all hope or ability to reach a goal. One feels desperate when they want to reach a goal or to prevent something bad from happening, but it seems close to impossible for anything to succeed. A desperate person feels like their life is meaningless, and they lose the ability to enjoy the things life has to offer. They're in a constant state of sadness, which leads to anxiety and stress. Their thoughts are negative, and to them, everything is black. They see no way out of their problems and don't look for the strength to face this situation. And when forced to do so, will do anything to get what they want. They're even willing to do things they would otherwise not consider doing. Someone who's desperate will make you pity them and beg for your help, but don't fall for any of it. Ruthless, cunning, and opportunistic, they're willing to do just about anything to get what they want, even if it means stabbing you in the back. They'll waste your time and energy and abuse your generosity. They're always asking for favors and never seem to return them. Trying to help these people would only be a waste of time, so simply stay away. 5. Disloyal people. These people are so quick to get mad at you over itty-bitty things and pick fights over nothing. They'll take other people's side over yours or talk about you behind your back. You might think they're your friends, but you don't want someone so disloyal in your life. They're only there when it's convenient for them. They usually act out of character and may even distance themselves from you. They don't want to change who they are because honestly, they don't care about you enough to even try. They'd much rather move on to someone else after losing interest in you than be accountable for their actions or learn from them. 6. Doubtful people. These people are hard to understand and accommodate. They're constantly skeptical of everyone and everything good that happens to come their way. They're often distrustful, harsh, judgmental, and pessimistic. They never go along with any of the gratitude, positivity, or optimism you throw their way because they'd much rather sulk and criticize every little thing. What's worse is that soon enough, you also begin to develop similar behavior. This is because when you let yourself get too close to them, they could end up getting into your head and filling you with doubts as well. They lack confidence or feeling capable of doing things they need to do. They experience uncertainty around things they can't control or worry when things don't go according to plan. Most likely this doubt was caused by a past experience or mistake, or maybe they put their trust in someone they shouldn't. Either way, their mindset is fixed, and trying to expel their doubts is a pointless endeavor. 7. Quitters. If there's anyone within your circle who quits on everything, the only advice is to stay away. We're all aware of this one person who has the ability to bring down the whole team with a few negative statements and disbeliefs. These people with a quitter mindset believe that nothing good will come out of any situation no matter what. No amount of kindness, generosity, or encouragement will get them to change their mindset. They're of the belief that they'll either fail at whatever they set out to do or will need to work extra hard to succeed, so they'd much rather quit while they're ahead than try. Be it a career, personal goal, or relationship, they simply can't commit. They tend to surround themselves with others just like them, folks who are negative and have a gloomy outlook on life. Of course, there are ways you could try to help such a person, but they don't want to hear any of it. They're inconsistent, lack motivation, and usually good at the start, before everything comes crashing down, and they no longer believe they can do it. You shouldn't give your all to someone who won't push themselves out there to begin with. 8. The judgmental. Judgmental people are quick to tell you exactly what is and isn't cool in their eyes. They have a way of making something you're passionate about seem insignificant and make you feel terrible about it. They look down on others instead of appreciating and learning from those who are different from them. A judgmental person thinks, speaks, and behaves in a manner that reflects a critical and condemnatory point of view. They're constantly finding fault with other people, an idea, or situation. They can't tolerate people who aren't like them. You're either good or bad. They expect everyone else to be consistent all the time. They struggle to see their own flaws and easily jump into conclusions. 9. Those who are arrogant. These people are a waste of your time because they see everything you do as a personal challenge. Arrogance is basically false confidence, and it often hides major insecurities. They typically don't value other people in the same way that they value themselves, and their actions often reflect that. It's not that they're unable to sympathize or try to become a better person, it's just that they choose to lock themselves into that false sense of smug superiority. Their world seems to rotate around them and only them. It's never about how other people feel, think, or choose to act. It's always about how things impact, inconvenience, or benefit them. They also don't like to be challenged because you're challenging their capabilities. It's best to keep your distance because sooner or later they'll ruin your life. Some people just can't be helped, especially if they don't want to. Their comfort is way more important than change, and it isn't your job to help them get better. Some will say that it isn't entirely their fault, that it all comes down to conditioning. But if so, the reverse can also have a positive effect. The fact is, they want to remain who they are, so they don't bother. They say that no one is beyond help, but some really are too far gone. So, thank you all so much for watching. And before you go, please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like for that YouTube algorithm. With that being said, have a great day and see you all in the next one.